what the Qur'an and Hadith literally say, what fire meant in the ancient Arabic conceptual world, and modern attempts to interpret jinn through physics or technology. Hash 1. What Islam actually says. The Qur'an describes the jinn as created from Mirij Min Nar, open quote, and the jinn we created before from scorching fire of a smokeless flame. Qur'an 15:27, close quote. And another passage says, open quote, he created the jinn from a smokeless flame of fire. Qur'an 55:15, close quote. The important Arabic term is mārij. It isn't simply equivalent to our modern word fire. Classical Arabic lexicons associate mārij with a mixture, flame, or intensely moving disturbed portion of fire. It can evoke something like a flame that is turbulent, intermixed, or rapidly moving. So smokeless fire shouldn't necessarily be visualized as an ordinary campfire with the smoke removed. Number 2. What about the blue flame? This is where the modern interpretation becomes interesting. A typical orange-yellow flame contains soot particles that become incandescent and produce much of the visible yellow-orange light. A cleaner, hotter combustion process can produce a blue flame, where much of the visible emission comes from excited molecules, radicals, rather than glowing soot. Image. So scientifically, smokeless fire can certainly bring a blue near blue flame to mind, but Islam does not explicitly say that jinn are blue flames. That's an important distinction. The Qur'an gives us the substance category of their creation, but it doesn't provide a modern chemical specification such as, quote, jinn are plasma, jinn are electricity, or jinn are blue flames. Close quote. Those are interpretations imposed afterward. 3. The electricity technology interpretation. This is a fascinating modern hypothesis, but it needs to be labeled as such. People sometimes reason fire, energy, electromagnetic phenomena, electricity, technology, and therefore propose that jinn might be some form of energetic or electromagnetic intelligence. There are some superficial similarities that make the idea attractive. Fire produces electromagnetic radiation. Plasma is an ionized state of matter and can glow. Electrical discharges can produce light and heat. Some natural phenomena involve plasma electromagnetic effects that look strange to humans. Jinn are described as possessing abilities that seem unusual compared with human physical limitations. But none of that establishes that jinn are electricity. In fact, classical Islamic descriptions make the picture considerably more complicated. Jinn are portrayed as living, conscious beings who eat, reproduce, communicate, believe, disbelieve, worship, and die. They aren't described simply as an impersonal energy phenomenon. 4. There's an interesting distinction in the Quranic language. One thing I think gets lost in English translations is the distinction between nar, fire, and Mirij Min Nar, a flame mixture of fire. The Qur'an isn't necessarily saying, open quote, jinn are made from the same ordinary fire that you see burning wood, close quote. Rather, it describes their origin using a particular kind of fiery substance/phenomenon. And there is another intriguing piece of Islamic terminology, shihab. When discussing the heavenly realm, the Qur'an describes shihab being used against devils attempting to eavesdrop on the heavenly assembly. Shihab is often translated as flame, fiery projectile, or burning flame. That is a different context, though, and we shouldn't automatically equate shihab with the substance from which jinn were created.